finding ways to win, finding ways to tackle each task. I know the first prototypes I made, I probably drove, I don't know, 3 hours in a 15-mile radius going from print shop to sew shop to garment shop to fabric shop to business cards, because I was putting all things together in not an efficient way, but I had a deadline, so I found a way to get all these things done.
UT community, we are back once again with a connection I linked up with at one of their big UT events in the Load Center. Vincent A. Lancy here, and I'm excited to bring on Dan to talk about his awesome company. A lot of announcements been coming up I've been seeing. It just seemed like the perfect time to link up, finally get him on that entrepreneur show. Dan, thanks for taking some time.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me, man. I'm excited to talk all things entrepreneurship.
Oh, I'm excited as well. And when you meet in the Load Center, you know there's a lot of brain juice going around and behind these conversations. We're going to bring all that forward here today. Again, welcome to That Entrepreneur Show. We are excited to have you. This is the #1 podcast for small business owners and entrepreneurs looking to level up. Again, we bring on great guests like Dan each week since 2019. And of course, on Sundays, we have our incubator bonus series. So that's why you're seeing this show today in the heart of summer. Dan, you could talk about your business a lot better than I can. Talk about your company.
The company, it's a genesis of a few things. One, I'm a military veteran. So veteran causes, military-friendly companies, causes, patriotic organizations are near and dear to my heart. Being that we are entrepreneurs, if we didn't have people who are willing to lay down their life, sacrifice their time with their family, their lives, we wouldn't have the playing field that we do to be entrepreneurs. Let's be honest, right? So at the very least we can do is honor them. And that's what my company's about. So I have an apparel company called Verom Legend. Verom meaning true, then legend. Verom is Latin. So we take individuals who died in combat, died in the line of duty, right? Killed in action. And we take their name, their rank, their awards, their unit, and put it on apparel, kind of like a sports jersey. But we also do it with T-shirts. And the unique thing that we do that sets ourselves apart from others, I think, there are many wonderful patriotic apparel companies that honor veterans, but we do it at the individual level. Much like the shiny little bracelets you see people wear that shows, hey, so-and-so, Private John Smith, born this day, died this day in Iraq or Afghanistan. Same principle, but we're putting that on apparel, right? And the unique twist is you're a Yankees fan, right? So let's say we find someone we want to honor. It's from 5 boroughs. They are from the Bronx. Mega Yankees fan, maybe. So we're going to do the same, but we want to put their name, their rank, their awards, their unit patch on something that looks strikingly similar to a Yankees uniform or a Mets uniform or a Giants uniform or even a college school that they might be a fan of or they attended. Have that hometown hero sort of feel.
I love that. Well, A, thank you for your service. B, thank you for finding a unique way to enter a market where you mentioned the bracelets. We've all seen those, but what an awesome way to gift someone and a family member, right? Someone who wants to honor that family member. Of course, pictures amazing. Bracelets do a lot of great work, but a diehard Yankee fan or any Jets fans listening on, like a Fireman Ed type fan, huge Jets fan, that would be a pretty cool gift.
Yeah, man. And also, we're going to open it up to all first responders. So firefighters, yes. Police officers, yes. EMTs, yes.
Talk to me a little bit about getting off the ground from idea to actually getting your first vendor copy of your apparel?
Like anybody starting out in goods or services, you find ways to make things happen, right? I'm constantly building the plane in flight, and
Right.
I've never taken pilot's lessons, you know? So it's just finding ways to win, finding ways to tackle each task. I know the first prototypes I made, I probably drove, I don't know, 3 hours in a 15-mile radius going from print shop to sew shop to garment shop to fabric shop to business cards, because I was putting it all things together in not an efficient way, but I had a deadline. So I found a way to get all these things done, right?
In the beginning, you're wearing every single hat. I wore them all way longer than I wanted to. And that is the mayhem where you're going here to here to here to here, trying to make it all work. And I'm typing that up in the show notes. I think that's a very relatable part of entrepreneurship in the beginning, where everybody wants to own their own business. And then they get started and they say, oh, boom, boom, boom. And I had, for the longest time, neglected sales, right? I had some great advice at UT when I was interviewing for the program with Bert. He's like, imagine if Verizon didn't have a sales department. What if there was just no outreach? Imagine how slim their sales would have not. I'm sure they'd still be fine, but compared to the mega amounts they are right now, great story there. You mentioned you're evolving to include more heroes, right? More frontline individuals. Where do you see that expanding to next? Is it more different types of apparel? Are we considering other groups of people? I'm really interested here.
So to keep focused on a number of products within the brand, we are going to initially focus on a handful of individuals to actually produce and manufacture on said apparel, right? I can show you more later on said apparel. Because I really want to get better, not just bigger. I want my growth to be from getting better at the little things, the intangible things, not just trying to compete with Walmart, because I never will, right? So that's what we're trying to do. T-shirts, polos, jerseys, maybe hats, and expanding to other items as well.
Well, that's incredible. Congrats on all the expansion. And you highlighted something there that's so important. And I was so guilty of doing the opposite for so long. Focus on the little things, improve the little things. Stop focusing on this big, gigantic end goal, because there's a lot of steps that need to be taken to get there. We can be strict on our end goal, but I've learned I have to be flexible on the way I get to that end goal. What was the initial goal when you launched? Was it just to honor maybe Army or Navy, or was it to honor one, or how did that evolution look come about? Excuse me.
So the initial goal, the initial thought was, I'm going to honor military members killed in action, right? Forward deployed, conducting operations, and they die, right? Because in my mind, that's a unique set of the demographic.
Yeah.
But then I started talking to people, sharing my idea, thinking about it not only for business growth, but also other people who serve and die and risk their lives for us. It just seemed like a no-brainer. You're a New Yorker. Firefighters, my man. Think of all the firefighters that died on 9/11.
They think the families would love it. I'm hoping to really. And why don't we stop right now? We'll come back to it at the end. Where can we find you online? Where can we order this apparel?
So here's the deal. You can follow me on Instagram at Verom Legend. It's just at Verom Legend. And I'm still building out the website, but the website is www.veromlegend.com, VERUM legend.com. You can sign up for emails and be on the list. Just stay tuned.
Thank you for sharing that, and congratulations on the growth. And everyone, you're hearing it in real time right now. Baby steps to get where you need to go. He's got the one page open. That way, if anybody needs to get directed somewhere, he's got the Instagram page up. He's got the website in the works. And then from there, it's a natural progression up and up and up. Do you hope to collaborate with any big companies in this space? Are you looking for any specific partnerships right now? Or maybe if anybody's tuning on, maybe they'd be the perfect partner.
Oh, well, I'm definitely open to any partnerships and collaborations. I want to find like-minded people, both business to business, but also obviously customers and people who just want to work in this space. So it's funny you say that. I did a fast pitch competition last week, and I have some interest from an investor or two. So that's wonderful. Secondary, I spoke to a gentleman who has a lot of experience in minor league hockey, and he wants to do maybe a military appreciation night to those who've fallen and let my apparel kind of light the way for that event and get Gold Star family members, friends to come out and honor them and their loved ones.
I was thinking along those lines earlier. That's a wonderful idea. I wish you a lot of luck with that, a lot of success. Can't wait to see some pictures go online. Were you a big hockey fan? Did you play hockey, or this is just opportunity?
So I grew up loving all sports, right? I grew up playing pretty much all sports, not hockey. It wasn't big where I grew up in West Virginia, but pretty much every other sport. I assume you're a Rangers or an Islanders fan. I was a Penguins fan, a big Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr guy today. So there's a lot of parallels between the military and sports, right? Competition, teamwork, the intangible qualities of coming together to accomplish something regardless of external factors. So that's one of my driving forces in this. I was an athlete too before I went to the military. So
we're going to piggyback off that because I love that here, the parallels between military and sport. What is another parallel, maybe a story you can share that really has that overlap?
I'll just say, man, like mission to mission, be it big or small, nobody does it by themselves, right? If you're talking team sports, it doesn't matter if you're the coolest of cool guys and the coolest, most special operations unit. You don't do things alone. You have to rely on other people, and that's people close to you, and that's also people on the sidelines that don't get any attention.
Everybody plays a role.
That's right.
I had a guy in a podcast, Mark and John. They were on both, but they have a company called John's Crazy Socks. They created this company, but everybody's role at the company, they call the sock wranglers. The kids that they have hired, everybody knows that, hey, your job as a sock wrangler, matching socks, whatever, sets the next guy up for success and sets the next guy up for success. Everybody in the company relies on each other, no matter how big or small their job is. I love that point. At the end of the day, what's the ultimate goal with it? How big do you want to get this?
My ultimate goal is I want to take on the big boys when it comes to apparel, because I believe in the American entrepreneur. I believe in free market capitalism. I believe that American principles and ideas can crush the freaking market. So I want to employ Americans. I want to make products in America, and I want to change the dynamic from years past where people didn't have the option to buy apparel and clothes from a company that they share their values with. Mm-hmm. Well, if you're someone, a Gold Star family member, someone who values service, a military veteran, anybody who values service, and you like American principles, then my company is the company for you, right? We want to build a great company that people are proud to give their hard-earned money to, right?
And you're on your way, and I can't wait to see it continue to evolve each time I check in with you. Before I let you go, before I get that contact info one more time, if you could choose any entrepreneur, Dan, throughout history, could be dead or alive, just someone you have not met yet, who would you choose?
Ooh, you'll appreciate this. That would be Leonardo da Vinci.
All right, let's talk about it.
Inventor, entrepreneur, man of many skills and passions.
What attracts you most to meeting him? What value do you hope to get?
He was not a one-trick pony. He diversified not only his thought, but his actions to make things come to fruition.
And that's certainly true. Now, if you could even pick the location of this meeting, where's that going to be?
Oh, man, back in Rome. I lived in Rome for a year, so I would go to Rome.
What'd you do out in Rome?
I was going to college there, Rome, Italy.
Oh, man, we could probably do another whole podcast on that.
Absolutely.
So let's keep it PG though for the podcast. What's one cool thing you did while you were out there?
I'll tell you what, man, I think I had the greatest semester of classes known to man. So one semester I had Italian cinema. I had a class called Ancient Sites and Monuments where you would meet at ancient sites and monuments.
That sounds.
I had photography of Rome, and I had Italian. And I didn't have class on Mondays and Fridays. So for college credit, I was watching Italian movies, taking pictures, sightseeing, and learning Italian.
And all those memories you now have a lifetime. Congratulations on getting to do that. It's not a regret, but I would have liked to study abroad for a semester, but I ended up going right after grad school, tried to make up for it. Glad you have those memories. Glad to see you face to face again, even if it's on Zoom. And I'm glad to hear how well your company is and how you have all these baby steps now coming to fruition. One more time, where can we find you online?
So you can find me on Instagram at Verom Legend. Very simple, building that out still. Just put up a video recently honoring the 13 killed at Abbey Gate during the Afghanistan withdrawal debacle. Mm-hmm. And you can also get on the email list at www.veromlegend.com.
Thank you for sharing that. By the time this episode gets released, it will probably be a live website. So stay tuned, everyone. Be sure to follow him on the gram. Stay tuned for what he's doing. And again, goodbye from America. He's trying to create in America, not just jobs, but this apparel too. We are at That Entrepreneur Show on all social media and on all podcast platforms. I am at Vincent A. Lancy on the same, including YouTube. Subscribe to me there for some video clips a few weeks after this show goes live. If you're interested in launching a podcast, we would love to talk to you. Reach out to Danica at podcastsbylancy@gmail.com for your free discovery call. And with that, we are signing off today. Dan, thanks so much for making some time.
You're the man, dude. Keep doing what you're doing. God bless you.